Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's more on the road with Bernard Moore the third, presented to you by More Sports Management. Nothing but more is what we love to do to provide to our clients and individuals that we're working with. Again, we got a great show today. It's a beautiful day here in Central Mississippi. Uh, a little wet, but the sun is coming out. So if you're outside and enjoying the day, make sure you definitely stay hydrated. Get you some water. I'm gonna turn the bottle away from the water, so make sure you get you some water and hydrate. I'm drinking this little short bottle of water right now because that's what I have. But I got plenty of water, so make sure you drink your water. Stay hydrated. Try to stay out the sun the best you can. But I know it is football season. It's been raining. I was attending a game last night. As you could possibly see, I was at Hillcrest Christian School as they hosted Discovery Christian Lions, and they defeated them 34-0. Season opener for the Cougars. I was exciting, but it was wet and had a 30-minute lightning delay, and which I know new rules now in high school football. I want to. I'm not sure if it is in college, but I know it is in high school that if they see a sign of lightning within so many miles from the field, they have to have a 30-minute delay per strike. Safety, yes, but can it be irritating if you're sitting at the game, you want to see football? Yes, it can. And you're one of the athletes, you're one of the ones that are participating. It takes away the excitement. You're sitting in the locker room, going like, man, I'm ready to play some football. And as a coach, you're ready to go ahead and get the game started. As a fan, you don't want to sit there and wait. So you have to follow the rules. It is a little irritating, but hey, safety come first. Because recently, I think we just had someone die by a lightning strike. So you got to stay safe, and I'm glad for them that they stay in safety, thinking safety first before they're thinking about just the sport. Again, we got a good show lined up for you today. I have a guest with me that's going to introduce what it is a sport that he has created some time ago, and it is growing, and it's growing to something exciting. It's not your normal what we consider traditional sport, but it is something that is growing, and I'm definitely looking forward to talking about it as well as being a part of it as well. So joining me today, I have my good friend, Coach. Well, I'm gonna call him Coach, but you may know him as Brian Malpin. How you doing today, Coach?
Brother Bernard.
Now I know we have something exciting that is going on with the game that you have established some time ago, but it is growing now. So introduce the newly up and coming sport that you're participating in right now.
Well, the sport is called mop ball. MAUPBALL. It's established in 1990. I came up with it when I was a physical educator at the Phoenix, Arizona. And it just kind of caught on, man. So I went on and copied. I've been introducing it at health and PE conferences across the United States. I've been coaching for 22 years, football and track down in Dallas. So I retired to promote and do my game, but it's a brother Moore. It's fast paced. It's co-ed. You don't have to be. Uh, it's easy to learn. It's competitive, and man, people been having a good time. I've been getting all types of people following me for mop ball, and I just started Twitter. You know, I'm an old guy. It's fun, man. I can give you a little history if you have any questions. But outdoor sport, it's 7-on-7 indoors, 9 on. Uh, the whole object of the game is to advance the ball up the court. You only taking dribble, can bounce, but you're not taking 1, 2, 3. You running the court to get it to your goalie who's standing in this score zone area in the court.
Yeah,
And the
and I
rules are
know.
simple, bro. Go ahead.
Yes, I know, and I got a video that I definitely want to show of some participants playing the sport, and it's almost like the game of basketball, as you can see.
Right.
Let me make sure
And
I
that's
get
what
the screen.
that's what actually I was doing basketball and stuff, real PE. And the kid, well, let me get something that these kids can play. They don't have to worry about dribbling. And team handball, soccer. When I say soccer, it's you're advancing it. By soccer, you can't just kick the ball and stand there. In mop ball, you got to pass it and keep moving. And those three sports, and that's how I came up with mop ball. Originally, I was already a game copyrighted called Mat Ball. And coming to Jackson to the Parks and Recreation, I got to go back to Phoenix, Arizona. I'm headed to Ruston, Louisiana to do demonstrations for and then Grambling. And I hate to say Grambling because I'm from Jackson State, but I introduce it to the intramural program and the physical educators in September. I am a Jackson State football player back in the day under W.
Yeah, and I understand, and I know I said as a graduate of Jackson State as well in the hyper department, and I applaud you. I'm not sure who your instructors were when you were there, but I know instructors through physical education as well as recreation administration, they've thrown so much information at us, and I see some of my former classmates that went through the programs with me, how they are.
I'm back.
Still, yeah, I got you. How they're still using the things that they were taught in at Jackson State, and they're using to their lives right now. Some of them are entrepreneurs, such as yourself and myself, and some of them are educators and spreading that they're still spreading that knowledge on. So I like it that you're using your education to the best of the ability. Now, like I said, you received your degree to be coaching and to do other things within sports. You said, well, it's time for me to hang my whistle up and hang my clipboard up and let me try something new. That's it. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties with the sound. I'm not sure if Coach, can you hear me, Coach? I can't hear your sound. And I said this is the most wonderful part about technology. Sometimes it wants to act right. Sometimes it wants to act up. But I'm just gonna show some more videos of the participation in mock balls and showing some tournaments that he has when displayed. I know that he's said that he's trying around and is looking on his Facebook page. Mock
Yes,
ball MAU.
That's
go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, that one right there is in San Antonio, and that's health and PE and recreation people from across the state. And that was one of my first big introductions of the sport. And a lot of those educators still use it. And back to what you said about Jackson State. One thing about Jackson State, man, when you come out the education department, you're a real educator. So when I taught physical ed, it wasn't just go throw a ball out there or go throw this out there and y'all play. We actually went over rules from volleyball, badminton to whatever sport, man. And I appreciate the opportunity that I got from Jackson State, man, because, I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, grew up in the projects out there. And when I went to Mississippi, man, it was a awakening for me. And it was a good awakening, man. And when I came up with the game and I want people, alumni and people from Mississippi and Jackson State and all around to feel good, because I'm I'm only the only African-American male or female that's invented a team sport in the United States. But I never toot my horn. I just try to get it out there, man. I try to get it out there.
Again, and I like what you stated in reference to the education department at Jackson State. Yes, when you leave Jackson State, you will, I can say, consider one to become a top educator, because the way that they prepare you to reach a diverse culture, because your classmate was a diverse culture. You had some Black Americans, you had a few white Americans. As you advance on, you had a few Latin Americans, and I like the exchange program that Jackson State has, because again, it's a diverse culture. It's not just you're going to stay with. It's a historical black college, yes, but you're not just with the Black Americans because of the connection that Jackson State has of international students coming over and educating themselves and taking that knowledge which they learn and taking it back to their home country. So I applaud the educators. I know I can go down a list of all my teachers, but I don't want to do that because it's one and some of them are my friends on social media and they're gonna say all that stuff I taught you, not gonna mention my name. I'm just gonna say the hyper department. That's a lot of teachers and instructors, the hyper department. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know, I want, excuse me, my professor was Dr. Mims, Sandra Mims, and she's probably retired, and Dr. Howard. But let me tell you, man, did I learn something. And one of the things that I carried over from that education and the education I got from the coaches was when I coached, man, I established relationship with the kids. It just wasn't how fast you can run, how good you can block. You know, I come from an area where I'm teaching at, well, used to teach at, man, these kids on first 48 for committing crimes or being victims of crimes, low poverty. So I had an opportunity, man. I had a lot of girls that went to scholarships, Texas Southern, Langston, New Mexico State. I had football players. One of my football players is actually assistant principal down in Mobile. Two of them, one's a principal, one's assistant. And I say that to say this, with mop ball, man, Brother Moore, a person once told me, put a white face on it and you'll be okay. And I was actually offended. So I got a piece of white paper and drew a head and some eyes and a smile and put it out there. And, you know, mop ball is not just a black thing. Anybody and everybody can play. It's fun. And I'm doing the best I can at this point in my life to get it back out there. Again, I was getting royalties from Sports Time, and I was getting 8%. And I started looking, Brother Moore, and I said, man, I'm getting 8% of 5,000. So when I called them and asked them, can they subsidize my going to these conferences? The guy told me, Brian, I think, you know, you think you're going to be a millionaire and you got a good game, but you're getting the most. And I said, okay, man, at the end of this year, I'm done. And I cut the contract with them, and now I'm doing my own promotion, and I'm doing my own.
That's awesome, and I like to say that you're taking what you've learned from your education. From I'm gonna continue to pump to the greatest university in Mississippi, as well as throughout the country in many aspects. So I said they have a good business program, great engineering program, great education program, and they do so much research, all that type of stuff. So I like it that you're taking the education and you're expanding into creating a game. Like I said, I like the way that you took multiple sports that you probably participated in and you brought it into one, because looking at the videos, sometimes we look at something, man, that's going to be nothing. But once you start playing it and you enjoy it and you see the competitive in it, then you're going to want it. It's more like something that you really want to try to play, because everybody want to play basketball. Everybody want to try to dribble. And this game is like basketball, but you can't dribble. Or soccer, you can't kick it with your foot. And then you throwing it, so you're working on football and mechanics, so you got to catch it and really have good footwork to plant your feet down to really get the hand back out your ball, almost like hot potato, as they say.
Right. You got to pass it, man. And what it does, it includes everybody. So that eliminates the ball hog. That eliminates the ball hog. And one of the rules is this, man. If you and I are on the same team and I pass it to you and you drop it, the other team picks it up right there. They play it. Now, you and I are on the same team. You pass it to me and the defensive player knocks it down. That constitutes a free ball. Either team can pick it up. So it's no real stop action in the game. You have 7 fouls. I've had a tournament sponsored by Coca-Cola, but 7 fouls, you out. We got a technical foul. And, oh, man, it's so fun. I did it in Phoenix July 14th, and I did it for the Parks and Recreation, and it was some young men there practicing AAU basketball. The coach was kind enough to let them play the game. And I will send you that video. And, man, those kids was like, hey, man, when the first team lost, they was like, run it back. Let's go. We ended up, man. And to see those youngsters having a good time. and to know that, and the main thing I really want to know, but to know, Brother Moore, that this sport was invented by a man from a HBCU, Jackson State University, the Jackson State, former football player. I rode the bench a little bit, but I stayed 5 years. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna
Yes.
tell you, man, it's just a blessing, and it's a season for everything. Sometimes I would get frustrated, man, and be like, you call people and they be like, "Oh, how you play it with mops and brooms?" I'm like, "Come on, man." And they just always didn't give you the benefit of the doubt. They just doubted, but I never turned it down. And I'm so good to be on your show today, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man.
No, it's
Uh,
it's all out of helping family. We a family now. We got that 1400 John Arlen Street blood in us, so we family.
boy, I wish they still had the fish sandwich place on the corner right there.
Oh no, they still
No,
got Edison and Rubens and Valley Street still over there. So
man, I go back to Jackson all the time. My sister-in-law lives there, and we go back. My mother-in-law lives in Brooksville, Mississippi, aka Macon, aka Noxubee County. You know it all about, But I just hey man, the opportunity, I look forward to coming, man. Coming down to Jackson where we can do something with the middle school kids, the Boys and Girls Club. Sadly to say, this time last week I was at a football game where a coach was killed, and I was there,
yeah.
and it bothers me. It bothers me with everything that went down. But we got to do something for our youth, man. Else we're gonna lose them, man. We're
Yeah.
gonna lose them.
Yeah, and reference to the game. I know talking about the coach, the nine was a 9U football game. My understanding that issues like that are turning people away from sports. Now, it was
That's right.
it's a thing. It was an argument between where they didn't agree with the cause of the officials, and
Right.
a lot of it, as you can see. Well, I know I can't speak for other states, but I know here in the state of Mississippi, I know some individuals with the MHS, the MHSAA, and the MAIS, that you have a lot of officials don't want to officiate now the game because of the potential hazard that they may face in the stands off a simple call. If a call is made and you don't agree with it, hey, write a letter to them. Don't sit there and argue. Because I did my show last Saturday. I talked
Uh-huh.
about how certain fans interrupt the people that are there to really enjoy the game, because the kids, I'm saying not say kids, excuse me, the student athletes, they have to deal with school, they have to deal with their academics, then they have to go practice for almost a week, and they're preparing
Mm-hmm.
to provide a source of entertainment that Thursday or Friday night, and you have a fan in the stand that's cursing and being disrespectful to the coach, the players, and officials. I just want to go sit and enjoy the game. If my team win or lose, that is fine. I have no problem with that. If they win or lose, I'm good. But just sit back and enjoy the game. If you don't agree with what something that the coach say, hey coach, I didn't agree with you pulling the guy out, but hey, you're the coach. No, that's what you're here for. So I don't agree with it, coach, but hey, is anything that I can do to help you out? If I need to come out there throughout the week and help you coach, hey coach, I'm there. And that's the thing that sometimes that we face, is that
Yeah.
have individuals in the stands, they are disrespecting the player. I'm not gonna say professionals or even college. I'm talking middle school, high school, or Pee Wee League. They're disrespecting a player because they're cursing. But you want your child to grow up to be a courteous, respectful individual. But if I'm constantly at the game and I hear a parent curse, you bleep 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 this player. Oh, he sucks. He this. I was like, wow. But we want to
Hey,
continue to pour great words and encouragement into our scholar athletes. But it's something that we definitely need to do about this stuff. Again, this is a More on the Road with Bernard Moore the third, presented to you by More Sports Management. I got Coach Moppet on us talking about mock sports, mothball. It's exciting. I even tried to do that. Hold it now. I'm gonna ask. Now I know this is a new thing that they got coming out now. Something similar to it. I know as a youth organizer at my church,
mm-hmm.
we were playing basketball in a parking lot. And need to say, the parking lot was not level. It was kind of uneven, but hey, we just gave them a go. The kids wanted to play. I came up with the idea, hey, don't bounce the ball, just pass it. So you can't dribble because you got some players they want to dribble all day and don't
Right.
do anything with it. So just pass the ball. And again, it's teaching them to move around, to really attack the basket. And I see this, I said,
came from my ball, just the point of just the ball hog and the dribbling. And then again, Brother Moore, some kids don't dribble. They can't dribble between their legs and this and that. But with my ball, you learn how to pass, you learn how to catch, you got to make quick decisions, you got to move, you got to stay in the groove, you got to score, you got to stay on the floor. So it's fast paced, and it's cardio. One of the things here, man, as far as physical education, it got to the point where the kids walk for 30 minutes in the gym, and that's physical education. But now that I've done, over the years, I've done professional developments here, and I have coaches that really like it, and they implement mop ball in their curriculum. And my goal is, right now, I'm working on the state to implement mop ball as part of the physical education curriculum in the state of Texas, and I'm doing that now for next year, and then I'm gonna go state to state. And again, man, I appreciate you, but you're right, man. You can play mop ball on a football field. You can play it in a gym. You can play it on the beach. I got some videos I'm gonna upload on the beach where we were playing it down in Orange Beach in Alabama. And man, it's so exciting. It's just exciting, man. But the opportunity right now to talk with you and the people that are listening to you, man, if you don't know how I feel right now, it's really not about me, but it's about my ball, but it's about the opportunity, man. And I'm thankful, brother. And anybody that's interested, man, you could email me. If you teach physical education, you work at a Boys and Girls Club, you work at a recreation center, hey, man, email me. I travel. I come. That's my mission right now, is to introduce the sport. And once people play it, it's game over. Game over.
Hey, Coach, let me fill you in on the little secret real quick.
Okay.
Now, you're speaking about the Boys and Girls Club. Now, and we speaking about Jackson State, the greatest university
yes, sir.
in the country.
Yes,
one of the directors of here in Jackson of the Boys and Girls Club is a Jackson State graduate.
What?
As well as he is a hyper graduate also.
What?
So I can definitely connect you guys together. Like I said, we're very good friends. We doing a lot of work together, especially here. So I would definitely connect you guys together and see if we can make something happen, especially dealing with the Boys and Girls Club. Because like I said, he had to go through the same. Actually, some of his instructors were my instructor. We took a few classes together, but we had to intertwine with the same instructor. So I know what they taught him, they taught me, and again, we utilize it to the fullest. And so I definitely will connect you guys together and see if we can make something happen.
Well, I appreciate it, and I would not hesitate. Lord say the same, man. Any opportunity is good, and any opportunity to come back to Jackson, Mississippi. What? Jackson State saved my life, man. I had to being a Crip gangster, and just working, or going to be a football player and get my education. And I took the latter, and like I said, I wasn't a superstar on the field, but I never quit. I never quit, man. And that's what I try to instill with the kids. And man, do you know I would look forward to that opportunity?
Yeah, and
but for the third, I will be there when you want me. And when you play it, man, don't say nothing. Just give me a high five. High five and walk away, my brother.
I said, and again, I got connection with a lot of the principals here in Jackson with JPS as well as other school districts. But again, me being involved in the community, I definitely try to keep a relation with the administration, with the school district, because I'm trying to get into the school with just showing a positive role model with these young men and young ladies, because I don't like the way the direction that the city of Jackson is going. I said born and raised here in Jackson. I don't like the direction that the Hines County is going with certain things about dealing with crime, and we have to do things to get these kids more involved because a lot of the individuals that committing crime are youth, and as you can see, a lot of the individuals that youth that committing crime, it has a female involved in it as well. At
Right.
first, you were looking at it was more the males. Now we're getting females involved in it as well. So we definitely need to do something, even if it's saying we just gonna play mothball season throughout the whole entire year, keep the kids active. Sorry, basketball coaches or football, but we got to do something to keep the kids involved. Even like I said, we can incorporate it as an interclassic sports.
Right.
Get it put season because they turn into what's that esport.
Right.
Esport is becoming part of the high school association, the
Yeah.
MAIS as well as the MHSAA. So
Right.
I think this possible opportunity to incorporate that because it's working on basketball, it's working on soccer, it's working on football, it's working on track because like I said, you got to run. So it's something that if it's something that we can do to keep these kids active, hey, I'm all for it.
Man, and speaking of esports, one of my students, Luis Ledesma, he got a full scholarship in esports. Man, he was on the esport UIL competition at school last year, and he's one of my football players. But he did esports. He got a full scholarship to the University of Texas, man, on esports.
Yeah.
And
So
you know, and that's just a good thing. And you're right, man. Just keeping them involved, man. The crime, the situation where you have these parents going off, man. I've been on that end when you were mentioned before, man. The last 5 years, we've been cussed out so bad. One parent threw a beer bottle at one of the coaches, man, and the security had to get him out the stands. And that's not setting an example, man. I'm gonna tell you this. It's not that serious when you're doing high school football and Pop Warner and kids 9 and under. It's for the kids. It's for the kids, people. It's not for you. And most of those coaches probably rode the bench in high school and never played, so they want to get out there and curse the kids and drive them in the ground. But that's not how you coach. I read a book by Tony Dungy, and I just quit cussing, man. I'm not gonna sit here in front. I used to be one of them coaches, but I didn't use the MFs and all that. But I just when I talk to the kids now, and even the last 4 or 5 years, I might be upset, but I say, son, you could do better. Come on, man. You know, come on, man. Baby girl, did you run your best race? You know you missed 2 practices. It's what happened. Instead of cussing, you got to talk to these kids, man, especially our African American kids. We got people out here trying to help, a lot of women and men trying to help our young kids, but we need the parents. They need some help. They need some help. You got to raise the kids. You can't be their friends. You can't let them make decisions. And I'm gonna get off that soap wagon and go back soapbox and go back to my ball, man. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
And I like like I said what mock ball stands for. Like I said, you don't have to be the most athletic person. You don't have to be the most. You don't have to be the fastest. You don't have to be the strongest. It's about strategically placing yourself in a certain position so that you can score. And I think that definitely what helps out the, as you say, the non-athletic person, because if you on the basketball team, when like I said, when you want to shoot for who's going to be the team captain, and you're going to try to pick the best players that you can find so that you can win. Now, I said with mock ball, only thing you got to do is just get a group of people that can move and really organize it, how to strategically play. I mean, how to strategically place themselves in certain situations, and not trying to talk about now. If you got in your PE class, guess what? No, put them in a certain place where they can, as they say, try to score. Because when you're playing, I'm not a chess player. I would love to learn how to play. I play checkers. But when even when I'm playing checkers, I try to set my opponent up so that I can make a multiple jump to get more of their pieces off the board. And that's what I like about mock ball is that you got to set yourself up in a particular place so that you can score.
Yeah, man, it's It's real competitive. As you know, you have a person guarding the person that's in the score zone is called the goalie, and the person guarding the goal is the goaltender, and they're the only two allowed in there. And you can't get an advantage by putting someone 6'7" in the score zone and just catch it. And man, it's so, oh wow, man. These young kids, I'll send you that video. When they scored, they start talking stuff. They wasn't cussing, but they, oh man, you're gonna see some moves, some passes, man. And they were basketball players. And originally when I asked them to play, they looked at me like, man, what are you talking about, man? Mop ball? I play basketball, man. What is mop ball? And then when they started playing, oh man, I was so humbled. I thank God, man. Those kids had some moves, bro. They was passing that ball up the court, moving behind the back, going through their legs in the air and trying to get it to the goal. I said, "Oh my God, oh my God, thank you," and they loved it. And like I said, man, it's just like I told you previously, man. Just the opportunity to be on here with you, man, and the opportunity. I will go anywhere to introduce my game, and it's a sport. And then if something else, it's one of the few sports that's co-ed. When you play 7-on-7, you got to have a minimum of 3 or 4 females, young ladies, young girls, whatever, on that team. It's not all about guys. It's not all about, and then you can do guys on guys, girls on girls, but I make it co-ed for the fact that I want to be different. And I did that. This was established in 1990, and I will stick with that. When you play my ball, a tournament, you got to have females, unless you just want it to be about boys or girls, and I have no problem with that. But that way, in a physical education class at a Boys and Girls Club, you can get everybody included. Does that make sense, my brother?
Yeah, and that's the thing about why I say I like this. You don't have to be the most athletic, you don't have the strongest, you don't have to be the fastest. It's just that you just need to have your basic general skills, how to catch and throw and move. And like I know one of your videos that I saw that the guys they were playing smart, they just running down the court, passing to each other, almost like a passenger that's doing basketball just to advance the ball, just so they can somewhat, I can say, strategically kind of throw the defense off to get to attract the defense to them so that they can get closer to the score back. I said it's different ways you can do it, as well as like I was at a basketball workout. I'm not gonna name the name, but I was at a basketball workout and I was talking with one of my high school teammates, and the guys was running the drill, and it's like, man, they couldn't just do a basic general figure eight because they don't know what the figure eight drill. A lot of coaches don't run the figure eight drill anymore.
Or the three-man, the figure eight, they don't, man. And that's one thing, man, you hit on one point. In mock ball, it's almost running. Hey, man, you got to pass and keep moving. It's like point guards. You moving up and down the court. You got to pass and you keep moving, passing. You look for somebody. You look out your corner of your eye. Oh, he's open to the left. He's open to the right. And that's what a lot of basketball coaches like about it, man. It's you said something. They like, hey, man, I like this, man. I have my kids play it for the purpose of passing, moving, passing, and making decisions, And I don't want to take out basketball because I know some basketball coaches, and you said, hey, man, we'll never replace basketball. We'll never replace football, never replace soccer. But I tell you what, my ball is the sport of the future. I'm telling you. And I'm 62 years old. And when I first came up with it, I guess I was about 32, And the point is, I never gave up on it. And I won't give up on it because it includes everybody. Like you were saying, and like I said, you don't have to be LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, Pele. You don't have. All you got to do is want to participate. All you want to do is want to participate in a sport and be involved. And you said something, man. You get a lot of coaches, all they about winning. Man, I had some kids that got cut from the basketball team last year, man. Them kids was devastated, and they wasn't bad. And the sad thing is, the basketball team was no good. They wasn't any good. And you cut these kids, man. And what did they end up doing? Some of them skipping, going to the park, smoking weed. They don't have nothing to do. They're not part of the basketball team. They're not part of the football team. They're not part of the band. They're not part of the debate club. you know, keep the kids involved. It's about the kids, Bernard. You know, when you older than me, which you were very younger than me, you'll understand where I'm coming from. Keep them involved, because you don't keep them involved, they're gonna be out here shooting each other like in Chicago and Jackson and Dallas and Phoenix. And I ain't saying mop ball is the savior. No, it's not. But it's a flavor. It's a different flavor. Let them taste something different. You know, that's all I want to say, man.
And the thing is, my thing is something that is different, and you definitely want to try to pique your interest. Pique kids' interest is due to the fact of that you don't want them to be stagnant and playing the same thing. Now, I know basketball game it definitely is involving, it's changing, all that good stuff.
Right.
But you just
Right.
don't want to, like I say, continue to say expand your horizons, because I have to teach my boys sometimes that you don't want to just play one particular sport, because each sport can help you out in some other area. And
Exactly.
whereas that, like I said, you playing soccer, it works on good footwork, and then in football you need to have good footwork, and
Or
also soccer help builds endurance, and then in basketball you need endurance, because I know one coach, Coach Thomas Billups, he was a head basketball coach at Lanier High School. I was a football coach over there a few years ago, and I saw a bus out front. I was like, all right, well, somebody finna go somewhere, and I saw him out with a clipboard in his hand, and I saw a lot of the basketball players, in a uniform. I was like, Coach, basketball season started already? Y'all playing game? He's like, nah, but we finna go to a cross country meet. I was like, oh, okay. So I understood. I was like, man, his basketball team was his cross country team, and see them play on the basketball court. You see why? Because his style of play is running and running and running. So best way to get my players in shape, hey, y'all finna run cross country. And also, again, it gave the players another opportunity to work together as a team, because I know cross country, you're running for yourself, but the more that you finish in a certain position,
or the more your teammates that finish in that top 10, the more points
you get.
And
exactly.
One of my criteria for girls track, because I coach football, in the fall, I made it mandatory that they run cross country. And then we have a lot of Hispanics out here in Dallas and at the school I was at. And so the black girls, man, they be like, man, I can't get up at 6 of coach. And then the ones that did ended up going to state. They was running 50, 55 quarters, 54 quarters miles, because the cross country helped them develop. And you're right, man. And the main thing is all sports. Like some of the coaches I work with would be like, no, she can't play, she can't do track, she's doing softball and stuff like that, or she's doing basketball only. No, it's not an only, because you don't know which sport may allow, or which educational or academic event may allow this child to get some type of scholarship. So I never limit the kids, and you're exactly right, man. And that coach there, I think, and I forget what you said his name was, but that was a good move, and I can feel it.
Yeah, Coach Thomas Billups, he's one of the greatest high school coaches I've seen in my time. But I know there's probably many more about saying in my time, in my opinion. But and the thing, and I'm glad you said this again. This is more on the road with Bernard Moore, the third, presented to you by more and more sports management. Like I was talking with a former Jackson State great, Jimmy Smith.
Yeah.
And we were speaking about this youth football. Now, I'm not trying to knock what the coaches are doing. I applaud them. They spending time with these young men, being a father figure to them. But I just wish that they will pour the right spirit into them. Now, I know you've probably seen this watching youth football. You see that everybody wants to win.
Yeah.
They don't care how they do it, but everybody wants to win. Instead of teaching these young men proper football techniques and tactics, they just want to win. Take the biggest kid and put him back there in the backfield and just hand him the ball and tell him to run. And he's going, especially like I said, he's 8 years old, but he's the biggest 8-year-old you've probably seen. Not saying that they line about his age, but hey, some children develop a little different. And so he's standing about 5'8", 5'9", but he's 8 years old. And they put him in the backfield, tell him to run over everybody. And that's what happened. But he's not a true running back. He probably is a good offensive lineman that can really use his hand and use his feet, but he never get the opportunity to play offensive line because they just put him in the backfield, hand the ball, tell him to run. But and I like the things I know that Jimmy, he was doing a program in Florida, and he allowed each of the young men to play different position. All right, this day we're gonna work on offensive line. Hey, coach, I want to play quarterback, but no, we finna work on offensive line because we're trying to really teach you about the game of football, not just one particular position. Because a great athlete, especially as a quarterback, you need to know everything. You need to know what blocking scheme your offensive lineman blocking, what back, which way he's going to block, which route your receiver is going to run. So as a quarterback, you need to know everything. And as a good athlete, you need to know everything as well.
Exactly, man. I definitely concur and agree, man. You know, I was one of those guys when I came up. I didn't play Pop Warner because I was actually too heavy. And when I got into high school, they had me in the backfield. And then one day, this coach came, Coach Lawrence, man, and he was like, I ended up playing defensive tackle, offensive line, and that's how I got my scholarship. And I like running the ball, but I wasn't a running back. I'm just a big kid, and that was the coaches at that time was like what you said. Hey, man, give Big Boy the ball, just let him run. You know what I mean? But I like blocking better, and I dang sure like defense. I love hitting people. So I was getting robbed of an opportunity, and we shouldn't deny these kids a lot of the. And I like basketball, and I like AAU and summer track. But now it's getting to the point, man, some of these kids, man, getting so spoiled on AAU, man. It's like you can't hardly get them to play for the school no more. And then these coaches giving them these dreams of, you are the greatest. And, just let the kids play, man. I've seen parents that on Section 8, mothers sitting up giving up $400-500 they couldn't afford for their kids to travel with AAU, man. And it doesn't make any sense, man. I've known numerous parents, and then some of them now, you talk to them, they like, I waste a lot of money. Just let them play, man. What happened to organized ball, the Boys and Girls Club, school ball, middle school, high school, now it's AAU. And I know some AAU coaches probably cussing me out right now, but that's okay. But if you're not one of the ones sitting up charging parents $700 and $800, to play for your team, then you good. You're going to lead them the right way. Are you going to instruct them the right way? Coach them? Are you just going to take the best 12 kids and go out and win and say you the best coach in the world? I'm the greatest.
Again, this is a More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, talking with our guest coach Brian Moffin with Mothball. Mothball, again, it's an old sport, but it's something new that he's definitely getting back into the rotations of being active, something that you can do extracurricular actively. And hopefully one day we definitely trying to push it in certain states where it can be part of the Intercollegiate School Association, where it's competing against other schools and other teams. But coach, I'm not knocking any AAU coach because I know quite a few of them.
Me too.
I know a lot of them, but I just don't agree with some of the direction that the AAU coaches are going. Is that they want to just say, hey, well, the kids, your son need exposure. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Your son does need exposure, but he can get exposure at particular home school, as well as that. If one of my coaches, college coaches, told me, if you're good enough, they will find you. So
and that's
only
true.
That I can say, I know at certain schools that it's difficult for a coach to really expose his scholar athletes because of that. For one thing, he or she has to deal with the academics first. I mean that they are coaching, they're teaching also, so they have to really focus on teaching their students, and then also focus on their personal life, as well as making sure that they're doing things that they need to do as a mentor or mentee, whatever, and also help their other student athletes also. So it's a lot dealing with secondary school, which I mean by high school and middle school, trying to really show exposure. Yes, it is a task, but That's the best way to go because it builds unity. Because if you send one of your best players out on an AAU team, like you stated, they're going to get fed that you're the greatest. You need to do this. You need to do that. You are that guy. That team needs you. And then once you try to transition back into school and start playing with your school teammates, then you still got that mentality. Hey, y'all need me. I don't need y'all. I'm the best player. I went and scored 40 against some of the top 5 players in the country. But so y'all need me. And that was, as I say, disrupt the team. And then some coaches, depends on what type of person he is. Some coaches, they will kick that player off the team. And then he getting phone call. He or she getting phone call. Why you kick this player off the team? Why you kick my son off the team? No, he's the best player on the team. Why you kick him off? Because his attitude. And players do not know that attitudes take you a long way. And they can stop you in your tracks.
In a short way. And, you know, Dallas is a hotbed. Actually, I had a opportunity to teach at Lincoln High School and coach football and track. I turned down basketball, and they had Chris Bosh and Byron Eaton. And I turned down basketball, and I hate that because I missed a gold ring. They went 40-0. But track, man. But, hey, man, you know, we got so many kids. It's a hotbed down here. We got more AAU coaches, man, and a lot of them are some good coaches, but then some of them, man, talk these kids into transferring. If you looked in the newspaper, you saw Penny Hardaway's son left Duncanville High School to transfer out there to California with LeBron James. So, you know, and we have a lot of that here, man. I'm in football and all sports, man. In Texas, man, you look up and have a good kid. You look up again, this kid done went to some IMG Academy somewhere. And you like, what?
And I hate to say this. Well, I'm not going to say I hate to say this. Because I'm going to say it. Me personally, as an athlete, I'm an old school athlete. I came up on the old school mentality. I want to win, yes.
Heck yeah!
But if I'm playing, if I'm playing with some other team, other players that does not have the same vision as me, sometimes we got to take it on self and say, hey, now I'm gonna be defined the greatest because I'm gonna make myself the greatest because I'm gonna take what people may see. Hey, well, these guys don't have, they don't have the ability to win, so we just gonna do it. And if you come out and just continue to pour into your teammates, continue to provide positive word, continue to encourage them, guess what that's going to do? That's going to change their mentality. Say, hey, we can really do this. And we work together. We can be victorious. It's the thing all about working together. I don't have to go get best players from each state or each country just to come develop teams. Say, hey, I want to win. I'm going to prove some of these jokers wrong. You already said I'm not knocking any. It's because I do it as well. Oh, well, the future of this squad, they're not going to be too good because they don't have the players and the ability to win a championship. They don't have that type of caliber players to win. But you can look at this team full of 5 stars, 4 stars. That's my team to predict the win. Okay, y'all don't think I'm gonna win, so guess what, guy? Hey, people don't think that we can win, so people already done gave up on us. So let's just come out and prove people wrong, and that's how you motivate your teammates as well as the ones, like I said, that unathletically like yourself, to continue to motivate them. People still get mad at Michael Jordan saying that no, he did this, he did that. Behind the scenes, now with that document on the Bulls, behind the scenes, Jordan cursed some jokers out and told them, hey, y'all need to get it together. Sometimes you may need that.
Man, Brother Moore, when I started coaching girls track at the school, Samuel High School, they in the state, and I was competing against Skyline High School and Lincoln High School to get female girls track because everybody was going there. So I started recruiting the girls and started bringing them over, and then I started getting girls that I saw when the lunchtime, when they was running the lunch, I would go find them. I said, man, that girl can run. And we state, man, from 08 to 2015, we couldn't beat Lancaster High School because those girls, they the truth, but we was the first team to beat them in the 4x2. And I say all that to say this, man, you sometimes, you know, it's easy to be the coach at DeSoto. It's easy to be the coach at Lancaster and you getting the best, But like you just said, man, I'd go out there and recruit. I would take girls that they had never ran track, man. Next thing you know, they was going to state. They was going to state in the 400, 4x1, 4x2. And yeah, I was hard back then because they said I got soft in my years. They come back and say, Coach, my got soft. But, man, I go, but I would let them know we could do this. You don't have to be the best. You got to want to be the best. You got to want to be the best and want to beat the best. So you work to beat the best and don't undefine your talents and say, I'm not good enough. And that's one of the things, we used to have a slogan, work hard, get better, and they still say that to this day, and that was our breakdown after practice. So you're exactly right, man. And in the sense, we need to get back to the basics, old school, and just coach the kids, man, and make them be accountable. A lot of these young kids are selfish now and spoiled, man. Like I was telling you, I see so many parents, they especially we got single parents, these women trying to get their boys or girls to these different sporting events, paying all this money, and coaches telling them how great their child is. And then in the end, their child end up doing nothing. Where are you trying to guide the kid? Are you trying to guide them just to win for this season or win in life? And I'm going to let it go right there.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. Are you trying to win this season, win in life? Education is very important, especially dealing with your high school and middle school, even the Pee Wee League. Education is very important. You need to educate yourself in the classroom, as well as educate yourself in the playing field, as well as educate yourself at those different tournaments. And do I see my child in the future if I send him or her to this particular tournament? If I send him or her to work with this coach, not just sometimes we are starstruck by the glamour materialistic things. Okay,
right.
We got this big. Hey, well, I got this big deal with Nike, or I got this big deal with Jordan, or I got this big deal with LeBron brand. Hey, this is what your child is going to wear. These are the different tournaments we're going to go to. These coaches going to be there. I got connection with these coaches with this particular tournament, and all the top coaches going to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, on your team, there's 15 to 17 players. If this big tournament that we're tempted to go to is going to have 1,500 teams, guess what? My child may not get the opportunity to get looked at because there's 1,500 other teams at this big tournament. And college coaches only attend those tournaments because of, hey, I've been recruiting this kid from this high school. I heard that he's going to be playing at this tournament. I'm going to be traveling through there. And some of the tournament organizers, again, I'm not knocking what they're doing. They're trying to brand and they're trying to build their brand as well. But they're going to say, oh, we're going to have the coaches from this particular university. They have confirmed that they're going to be there. But if I got, I'm gonna bring it down some. If I got 50 teams they're playing, that coach is only coming to see a few players that they already have on their radar. And so me coming from this, hey, I want to go to that school. So I'm gonna definitely try to show out in front of that coach. But that coach did not come see me play. When I played, that coach was gone. And again, it's almost like I said, we're selling some of our kids a dream. I'm not knocking AAU, so don't think that I am. I just ask that you just do it in a correct manner, that you continue to build the players up to play team ball, as well as build them up for exposure that they can help grow themselves, because it really all starts with the kid. I can build you up as much as I can, but if you got a stinky attitude and say nobody can't tell you nothing, you wasted. Because I'm not going to put my name behind somebody that said they got a stinky attitude. If a coach asks me what a player, he or she, they're a good ball player, they're good athletic, they in the room, though, they're running, they're at practice, but they got a bad attitude. If they mess up and you try to correct them, then they want to sit here and fussing and yell back, go back and forth with you. I just don't care about the attitude. They got a stinky attitude.
Right.
Well, hey, thank you for letting me know, coach.
That's how I always did when even with some of my girls and whatnot, but that's the way you have to be. You have to keep it real with them, because the attitude, the attitude controls your behavior. Good attitude, good behavior. Bad attitude, bad behavior. And nobody owes you nothing, man. And that's what these kids got to understand. You know, you got so many parents out here grinding, man, grinding, wanting their kids to do well. And then you got these others that depending on their kids to get them out of hell. You know, oh yeah, my baby Juju gonna be a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, oh, he can run that ball. You know what I'm saying? But can he count to 10? Can he do math? Can he do English? Can he read? That's what counts. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, I don't want to be on a soapbox, man. And like again, I appreciate the interview, man. I really do. And it's just so much. I could talk to you all day, man. I've been doing this for 34 years, brother. I've been doing this for 34 years. Coaching football, track, soccer, basketball. And then I came up with my own game. Shoot, you know. But I've been doing it for years, man. I've seen parents that really want to help and really want to be a part, and then I've been cussed out and told to retire, and everybody else on our coaching staff wasn't nothing. But you need to check your son out. You know, he missed 3 practices this week. Oh, you didn't see him just fumble the football? I did. You know. Oh, you didn't see the fumble though. You know.
They see you pulled them out. But again, this is more on the road with Bernard Moore III, talking with Coach Brian Maupin in reference to Mothball. Again, you want to find out more information, you can definitely log on to Facebook, and Facebook page is Mothball. It will show you information about some clinics or some demonstrations that he has put together, kids playing, some adults playing recreationally. So it is a lot. It is a lot. It's you can say you want your child to play multiple sports. This is multiple sports all in one. So I know that I'm continuing to provide encouragement to him, because I know I'm throwing some ideas out of him as well. He's throwing some at me, but we're going to see if we can get this as part of the Interscholastic Activity Association from multiple states. But I know allow him to definitely introduce it to the state of Texas first. Was it Texas High School Athletic Association? Because I know that I may try to take it down to MHSAA as well as the MIS and talk with them, see if it can become part of their season, because they bring it in esport. And what's that? I'm not sure if they're doing this in Texas. Are they adding fishery, archery, and that's what is it? Some start with an E, but I know it's dealing with rodeo.
Yeah, they're doing esports. And one thing I really like, man, is they've added to the UIL in Fort Worth. It'll come to Dallas flag football for girls, man.
Yes. Okay.
And it's nice, man. And because a lot of these young ladies, I done had young ladies play for me in football. I done had a couple of in the boys, man. You know what I'm saying? And but they doing flag football here in the state of Texas, and they're making it a competitive UIL sport, Interscholastic League. And I thought that was great, man. So, and what else did they added? Lacrosse. I think they need to get lacrosse and other sports in the inner city schools, because in the suburbs like Highland Park and some of the schools on suburbs, Jesuit, they're playing lacrosse and all these different sports. And matter of fact, I just found out in Forney, Texas, where I live, they got water polo. You know, and I didn't know that, but a guy that works with my wife, a principal, told my wife that, hey, his daughter's going to water polo practice. And I think those are the sports, too, that might need to be integrated in the inner city, man. See, you never know. You never know. Everybody don't play basketball. Everybody don't play football. Everybody don't play volleyball. Everybody don't run track. But they might do water polo. They might do lacrosse. And they might do mop ball. So you need to find out, what interests these kids in band, things like this, like band, man. The Sonic Boom of the South. Hey, man, we got to get our kids back in. We got a lot of kids that can play instruments and stuff, man, and they don't even when they don't even go out and for the band no more.
And with that, I don't mean, but again, this is a more on the road with Bernard Moore III, talking with Coach Brian Maupin in reference to. You definitely find information on Facebook. Coach, I know with you speaking about music, a lot of the inner cities, public high schools, well, I'm gonna say inner city schools, period, they've lost a lot of interest interest in band, because you've seen some bands they have 100+ students, and some bands they
Right.
probably got 20. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants to be into the music industry, but learn your craft. Because I know this kind of outside. Amura High School graduate. He
Mm-hmm.
attended Southern Miss, and now he
Mm-hmm.
is going to New York for the school. I think the music school, one of the big schools in New York for music, because the schools in New York dealing with music, so those some top program. He just got a
Right.
scholarship to go up there for opera, and I think he just put on a benefit concert a couple of days ago to help raise some money for his trip up there to New York. Now, see, I applaud that. This is a young man from Jackson, Mississippi. It's a Black American. He's finna start singing opera. And so, like I said, you just have to definitely expose the inner city to different things. Like I said, expose them to mall ball, because, like you stated, when you take it to a gym somewhere, kids like, man, I ain't finna play that. But then once they start playing it, hey, run it back again, man, run it back again. That is something, like I said, that we definitely need to introduce the different ideas to them about how they can succeed. Well, Coach, I know I'm not gonna hold you much too long, because boy, I got a very exciting Saturday to come up. I got some more events I got to attend to later today. But before we let you go, what definitely want to share more about Mothball, or what's next for Mothball, and when are you? I'm gonna say, when are you coming to Jackson? I could definitely go ahead and introduce you to some individuals that I know that I think that will work well with this.
Well, what we're doing right now, my wife and I, even though I'm retired, she's still working assistant principal, and I'm a little older than her, not that much, but anyways, what I'm trying to do now is introduce it and saturate the state of Texas. I'm doing all the colleges as far as introducing to the intramural. The mop ball sets will be on sale in September, and it'll, you get the ball, you get the score zone, you get the rule book, and it'll be on sale in September. But the main thing I'm trying to do is, again, get it out there. I will be coming to Jackson. Lord say the same. I got to go to Ruston, Louisiana. I told you earlier. I'm going to go to Grambling. It's going to be hard to step on that campus, bro, Moore.
Oh, you're a Tiger wherever you go. You're going to be proud to step on that campus and show, hey, well, the real Tigers are in town. Okay, go ahead.
Right. They might get mad, man, if my neck starts smoking down there. But anyways, but yeah, man, and then I go back home. My hometown's Phoenix, Arizona, and the city of Phoenix, they want to buy multiple units of it because of the introduction I did. And anybody that's interested or you want to learn more, you can email me at Brian, BRIAN, Maupin, MAUPIN 62 at gmail.com. And hey, I'll come out. It's fun. It's fun, especially if you're a true physical educator, or especially if you're a recreation person looking for something different to do. And again, I'm not trying to replace basketball and volleyball, because I like all sports, but I want to introduce a new sport that keeps everybody involved, is competitive and fun, Brother Moore.
Yeah, and right, like I said, you're not trying to replace any sports. You just want to give them more a wide variety of different sports. But Coach, man, I really appreciate your time, man. Like I said, whenever you come to Jackson, give me a couple of days heads up. We can make some arrangements. I can definitely go ahead and introduce you to some contacts, as well as we can go up to go back on campus, and you can give me a tour or some of the buildings that you went through, and I can provide you some of the tours of my buildings, because you
Jones Hall, baby. Jones Hall, the football dorm, Sampson Hall.
No, it's not the football dome. We can't call it that. It's not the football dome.
My bad. But listen, man, I want to tell you, man, you keep doing what you do. And we've been communicating almost a year or two. And you keep doing what you do, young man.
Yes, sir.
Because what you do is important. If we don't speak on things, we don't know things. And when we do speak on things, we learn things. If you listen, you keep doing what you do. And I thank you very much for having me, man. I really do, from my heart, brother.
No problem.
My heart.
Hey, like I said, we 1400 John Allen Street Bloods. We family.
All right, then. You know it, baby.
Yes, sir. Coach, well, man, again, give me a heads up, and we'll go ahead and make something happen.
All right. Hey, man, I got my little rap for my ball. My ball, a brand new sport, moving the ball up and down the court. You got to groove. You got to stay in the move. I'm out of here, baby. You be good.
All right. Take it easy, Coach.
All right, baby. Mm-hmm.
Again, that was Coach Brian Maupin of Mop Sports introducing us to mop ball. It's something interesting, though. Like I said, we've done it. I've done somewhat of it, but with the game of basketball, telling the guys, young men, that they could not dribble, just pass the ball, move the ball around, because you got some player that when you're playing the game of basketball, all they want to do is just dribble. Like, come on, pass the ball, stop all the dribbling. You're holding the game up with just dribbling in circles, dribbling around, just pass the ball. But again, my ball. If you want to find more information, again, you can look on Facebook, MAUP, capital BALL, or you can email Brian at brianmaupin62@gmail.com. BRIANMAUPIN62@gmail.com. Take care, man. That was an interesting conversation. I really appreciate Coach for definitely joining us. But like I said, we got a busy Saturday. About to go to an event at the Hillcrest Baptist Church. Let me pull up some information in reference to that. We're at an event. Coach Chris Thigpen, Terry High head football coach, invited me to an event. It's Capital Region High School Football Media Day at Hillcrest Baptist Church on Terry Road in Byron, Mississippi. So if you're available today from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. today, come on down to the Hillcrest Baptist Church on Terry Road in Byron, Mississippi. If you're traveling on Terry Road, travel south off of Southwell Road. I want to say it is, I don't know why I got 5740, but I may be wrong. But I think it's 5950 Terry Road in Byron, Mississippi. Again, if you're traveling south on Terry Road, you can't miss the church. Traveling south, the church is on to your left, Hillcrest Baptist Church on Terry Road in Byron, Mississippi. Definitely come on out. Again, it is Capital Region High School Football Media Day. Today from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. This Saturday. Come on out and take a look at it. I want to thank Coach Chris Thigpen of Terry High School for the invitation. Going to go out. We're going to do some interviews there as well that we will place together and set for the show for tomorrow. I'm not having the show tomorrow, but I'm just going to have a special show for tomorrow in reference to the Capital Region High School Football Media Day. Going to go out there, take some shots, get some interviews, have some fun, socialize, meet and greet with some high school coaches and high school players. So again, this is fun. Again, this is Bernard Moore III with more on the road. Nothing but more. That's definitely what we do. I thank you guys for tuning in to conversation with Coach Brian Maupin, Maupin Sports with Mothball. Want to shout out to my guys on Tuesday night, Rob, Jake, Larry, Nix, Beeve on the board, of myself, ESPN Talking Sports Live. Tune in on 105.9 FM The Zone from Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. ESPN Talking Sports Live, 105.9 FM The Zone. Log on The Zone 1059.com for more information. Again, from 6 to 7 p.m. Tuesday night. And also with myself, we got some events that we're planning. We're putting together. We're still putting some things together, and you will learn more information about it this upcoming week or possibly next week. Got a benefit game that's about to take place. So definitely looking forward to you guys joining us. Proceeds, we're still working on that, but again, definitely stay tuned for more events that we're putting together. Putting together some events, again, working with the friends of JPS Athletics. So we got a lot of things that we're planning at with more and more sports management. So definitely stay tuned. I really seek you guys support, sponsorship, or just patronizing the events. So definitely come on, making donations. Again, it's just doing it for the future, doing it for the youth as well as doing it for the future. Again, definitely stay tuned. You will learn more information about more and more sports management. You can follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, more and more sports management, or you can log on to www.mms-management.com. I thank you guys. Much love to you guys. I see you guys. When I see you guys, 1 equals deuces.